In this video, we're going to go over algebra. So algebra is just a branch of mathematics that uses symbols and numbers to perform calculations. Now, for example, if you have been given, let's say we have 2a plus 3 in the brackets, and then you have, let's say you have 3a minus 4. How do you solve these? And also maybe you have been given, let's say you have a 2a positive open bracket b negative a close bracket, and then you have negative 2b. So how can you solve this? Sometimes maybe another branch of the branch of algebra that we have what we call factorization. For example, maybe you have been given, let's say you have 3y squared minus 12. How to solve these? So in this video we are just going to look at how to manipulate algebra in general terms. Now, if you are really interested to be seeing this kind of videos, you might just do well to subscribe to our channel, and also maybe to join the group in the description, our WhatsApp group, through the link in the description. Now, without wasting much of your time, we can start. Now, there are some algebraic rules which everyone must know according to the linear functions. For example, we have what we call the distributive law. This law, it is associated with let's say you have a open bracket c plus d. This is the same as ac plus ad. So this rule is very important. If you have a outside, which simply means that a can multiply with everything which is in the brackets. So as you can see, a multiplied by c, it has given us ac. A multiplied by d, it has given us ad. So an example, let's say we have 2x open bracket 2 minus x. This can be equal to, you say 2x, here there is multiplication, so you say 2x multiplied by 2, that is 4x. 2x multiplied by negative x, this will be negative 2x squared. So that is how distributive law works. Now, let's say again, maybe you have been given, let's say you have a plus b, and then you have c plus d. This is being represented by, you say, the things which you have in the first bracket, they multiply with everything in the second bracket. So the distributive law of this is being represented by a open bracket c plus d cross bracket. As you can see here, it is positive b, so you write positive b, and then also positive b is going to multiply with everything there, so it will be c plus d, like that. So when you simplify this, remember here there is multiplication as we have done in the first example there. So you are just going to say a multiplied by c, it will be ac. A multiplied by d, it will be ad. And then you have positive b multiplied by c to be positive bc. Positive b multiplied by d to be positive bd. And then when you reach at this point, you check, you try to group the right terms. If you are able to see the right terms, then you group them, and then you do the subtraction and the addition. But in this case, as you can see, there are no like terms, therefore you just end there. Now, an example which I can give you is this one. Let's say we have let's say we have 3x minus 2, and also we have x plus a 1. Remember, we distribute these. How do we distribute? So we say this is equals to, we have 3x going to multiply everything here, which will be x plus a 1, and then you have negative 2 there, so you write negative 2 open bracket x plus a 1 like that, and then now you continue multiplications. Now 3x multiplied by x to be 3x squared. 3x multiplied by positive 1 it will be positive 3x, and then you have negative 2 multiplied by x, that is negative 2x. Negative 2 multiplied by positive 1 it will be negative 2. And then here when you reach at this point you group the like terms and then you add or subtract the like terms. As you can see here, the highest power of x it is 2, so this is alone x 3x squared, and then this and that are like terms, so you can add or subtract. In this case it is positive 3x minus 2x, that will be positive x, and then you have a negative 2 there, which is a constant. Therefore you just end there. Now there are the times where you have been given, let's say you have for example, let's say they have given you a plus b, and then you have a minus b. So remember, we are just going to do the same thing. A multiplies with everything there, and then b also multiplies with everything there. So you're just going to say a open bracket, you have a minus b, and then here you have positive b, so write positive b open bracket, you have a minus b, like that. And then when you distribute these, you're going to have what? You're going to have a multiplied by a to be a squared, a multiplied by negative b to be negative a b, a multiplied by, I mean here we are done, a has multiplied with everything there. Now you continue with the rest. You're going to have positive b multiplied by a, that is positive ab, and then b multiplied by negative b, that is negative b squared. Now when you reach at this point, you also check which ones are the like terms, and then when you find the like terms, you can use add or subtract. So in that case we are going to say we have a squared, that is equals to a squared. Now negative ab plus ab, as you can see here there's a negative, here there's a positive, and then these are the same, therefore this becomes a 0. So we are going to have let's say you are going to have a 0, which is, maybe let's say you have a positive 0 there, I mean this is a negative, so let's just put a negative. So you have a negative 0, and then negative what? This is negative b squared, and then this is just a 0, negative 0. That means we have just nothing there. So you are going to have a squared, a to the a squared, yeah, minus b squared. Now as you can see, this form is always considered to be the difference of two squares. That's what you have to know. This is the difference of two squares, which simply means that this a squared minus b squared can be represented in the form of a positive b open bracket a minus b. So if we have this are the same, but the one has a positive there, I mean has a negative there, and the one has a positive there, which simply means that these, they are going to give us the difference of two squares. You might just do well to master this concept, because it is very important. Yeah, it is very, very important in terms of calculations with mathematics. Now having understood this, let's go on and let's do, what if you have let's say we have let's say you have been given a plus b, and then you have a plus b again. This can also be represented by a open bracket a plus b, and then you have positive b there. You know you're going to get this positive b, and then you multiply with a plus b, like that. And then you're going to have a squared plus ab. Here you're going to have plus you're going to have ab again, and then plus b squared, which simply means that this will be equal to a squared. Now, as you can see, positive and positive, they are similar, and they are the coefficients here, they are 1. So we have 1 and 2. When we add these, you're going to have positive 2ab plus b squared. That is your answer in this case. So I hope we have understood this distributive law, because it is very, very, very important. Now let's go on to what we call the associative law. There is a law which we call associative law. Now this law, it's very simple, it's not even complicated. They are in the case whereby maybe you have a open bracket b c. You might do well just to represent this, which has been written in the form of ab multiplied by c. So it is one and the same. So it is more like you have there is multiplication, so you have multiplied by, now bc, also b, it is multiplying with what? With the c. So this and this is just, it's one and the same. There's no difference in this case. So if I want, I can just say no, this is multiplying with that. So as you can see, we have ab here multiplied by c, which is also, maybe we are going to have what? B multiplied by what? AC, like that. It's one and the same. There is all multiplication there. So that is what we call the associative law. In an example, maybe you might be given, like, let's say we have let's say you have x open bracket 2y. This, it is the same as 2x multiplied by y. It is one and the same. Therefore, if you have this as one and the same, therefore you can just write, you know that there's multiplication there, also the one which is outside there's multiplication. So here you can just say 2x multiplied by y, like that. That can be your answer in such a case. Now there's also what we call commutative rule. The commutative rule as well is simple. There's nothing difficult there. You just have to understand that, no, if you have been given, let's say you have AB. This AB is equals to BA. It is one and the same. It is one and the same. So that is it about commutative rule. Now, having understood these rules, let's try to look some examples. So what if you have been given, let's say you have 2a positive 3, and then you have 3a minus 4. They have asked you to simplify. So how do you simplify this? You simplify this by doing the first law, which we call the distributive law. So you distribute 2a to everything which is in the second bracket, and then you also distribute positive 3 with this, like that. Therefore, when you multiply there, you are going to have what? 2a multiplied by 3a, it is 6a squared. 2a multiplied by negative 4, that is negative 80a, like that. And then you have positive 3a multiplied by 3a, this is positive 9a, and then 3 multiplied by negative 4, that is negative 12, like that. Remember, you look what are the like terms. As you can see, 6a squared, it is alone, and then you're going to have negative 8a positive 9. So these, as you can see, they are like terms. So what do? You subtract and then get the sign from the bigger number. So 9a minus 8a, it is what? Positive a, and then you have a negative 12 there. So that is your answer. So just your practice questions, you might do well to solve 2a positive open bracket b minus a negative 2b, like that. Here your answer, you should find a minus b, like that. And then what if you have been given you have 3 open bracket a positive 5 negative 8 open bracket a minus 2. Here your answer, you might do well by when you solve and then you compare your answer. Here your answer can be negative 8 squared positive 5 a positive 15. So go ahead and try these questions. This is your question 1 and this is your question 2. So in the next video, I'm just going to summarize on factorization. Thank you.